Hello, technology education students. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of a side project. If you are done with your parts 1 through 4, this is an extra credit assignment. This is called assembling a part. And if you go into the world of design or industrial design, mechanical engineering, anything like that, architecture, you're going to have to assemble multiple pieces to each other. So we made part 1 through 4 here, and there's no drawing to reference for this. You really have to follow this video. But if you want to go down those career paths, this is a really vital skill because this is what an engineer or a designer does on a daily basis to make sure all the pieces and parts fit together to create whatever they're making. So I'm going to open up VM Horizon here, and I am going to go full screen. And when I go full screen, I need to go and open up Inventor. And then after that, I'm going to go open up this thing called the .iam, or an assembly file. And we're going to get this blank space that looks a little different than from what we've been using. It does have a sketch mode, but unless you're doing some really precise design or more so problem solving, I never really use sketch mode, or I don't encourage students to use it. I did it with robotics, but right now, just going to focus on this. So we're going to be using this function in the assembly tab called place. We're going to hit place, and we need to start off with a base drawing, and that's going to be the cross block. And this is going to be sort of like the center point of our entire project. So I hit place, I chose cross block. I don't need to put another cross block in here. I'm just going to hit cancel or escape. And I am actually going to change the color of this so we can differentiate all of these little blocks that we're making. Okay, so this is going to be our um, bottom piece. And you see how I can move this around? I could literally click on this and it will move around. I'm going to right click and hit this function called grounded. And you see that dot that appeared right there? Now I can't move this around anymore. And I could verify that by that pin that appears next to my cursor. Now I'm going to hit place again. I'm going to hit the gate block. Okay. And just to reiterate, because I forgot to show it initially, if you need to go to your VDI Horizon drive, your Elkins, or excuse me, your tech folder, and wherever you place your save your practice drawings, I have it right here. Okay, I'm going to do the gate block next, and I'm going to click. Okay, and now again, it's going to sort of show this holograph, or not holographic, see-through version of my drawing. I'm going to right click, cancel. I'm going to click on this so it sort of turns green and then blue. Click back up on what I like to call the beach ball, the beach balloon. Click on it. I'm going to just change the color. Hit the green check mark. There we go. Now we need to hit this tool called place component. And this is probably the most important, or excuse me, not place component, constrain. Constrain is probably the most important function in this environment. And if I hit shift and my scroll wheel in, I can rotate. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to choose this solution called mate. I'm going to choose this top one. I'm going to rotate around, click right here, and it's going to make like a little clunking noise. And so that indicates that these two top and bottoms are mated together, and it may not be perfectly centered, but those two faces are touching each other now. So I'm going to hit apply, and now I'm going to click flush for the solution. I'm going to choose the front, and then I'm going to choose this again. Okay, so I just flushed these two faces. You see how those green arrows are appearing? That means those two faces are flush with each other. I'm going to hit apply again. And now I need to finish the rest of the constraining, and I'm going to click this face to this face, clunk. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to hit apply, and now I have my gate block mated to my cross block. I'm going to hit place again, and I'm going to now choose the what is it? I'm going to choose the staircase block. I'm going to click over here. Now I'm going to right click, escape. Okay, I'm going to change the color. I'm going to click right up here. We'll make this one red this time. There we go. Now, there are some ways you can adjust this. You could just click on this and click free rotate and rotate it around. Could do that. Okay. I don't like doing this because it gets a little disorienting. So I don't recommend doing this. It does actually get into the relatively right rotation. It just gets a little disorienting. So what I usually like to do is I just bring the part in here. I'll do it again. Staircase. Boom. Change the color. Oh, you know what helps you do? You click on the thing. Beach ball. After you clicked on it, change it red. There we go. Now, we're going to hit constrain. I'm going to first choose this face. And I need to sort of think critically like what face is going to be touching what face here. And I have a mate solution right here. And I'm going to just choose this face. And you see how that rotated? So this is where it takes a little bit of understanding of what I'm looking at. I'm going to hit shift. I'm going to rotate. And I'm going to now use a flush solution and click that face right there. And click this face right here and make it flush. And I'm using the constraint to rotate this. Okay. And you know what? I even just thought about it the wrong way. We're going to hit cancel on this. I'm going to drag this back out here. So I made a mistake there. Let's do that again. Constraint. Click on that face. Okay. And this is where I thought about it wrong. Okay. I know what I did wrong. I'm going to click on this face. Okay. So there's that face. I have a mate solution to this face, to this face. I'm going to hit apply. Oh boy. Didn't like that one. So if it doesn't like that, this is where you're sort of forced to bring it back in. I'm going to bring it back in. It's good that you're seeing this because this is why this is going to be an extra credit thing. I'm going to hit the beach ball again. I'm going to change the color. Maybe choose the thing. Boom. Okay, here we go. This face is going to be a mate solution. Choose that face. I'm going to choose this face right there. There we go. I'm going to hit apply. Now, I want this to be the opposite way around. So I'll flip to 180. So I'm going to rotate. I'm hitting shift, and the scroll wheel. And I'm going to choose flush now. And I'm going to choose this side of the piece. And I'm going to choose this side of this piece. Boom. And it flips around. There we go. That's perfect. That's a right orientation to start with. Now we need to flush this bottom half, hit apply, flush this bottom to this bottom, and there we go. They're flush to each other. I'm going to hit apply. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in that mini L block. So this is a little puzzle. Where do you think that mini L block goes now? Right there, right? See that L block shape? I'm going to hit place. There's my L block. I'm going to click, right click, escape, change that color. Click on the part first, and then choose the function of the color changing beach ball up top. I'm going to make this green this time. Okay, now let's think about this critically. I'm going to hit constrain. I want this piece here to touch this piece here. So I'm going to choose that, then choose that, and I have a mate constraint. They're going to touch there. I'm going to hit apply. Now I'm going to rotate around. I'm hitting the shift key, the scroll wheel, click on this face right here, change my solution to flush, and it flips around. Almost there. Hit apply. And now I'm going to keep it on flush, choose that face. Boom. Apply. There we go. So we only did 4 parts. So what do you think goes on the opposite side? Staircase block. So what we could do is we're just going to bring in another staircase block. Right click, escape, click on your piece, change the color. This time we will do, what should we do? Do a little, ooh, that's a neonish color. There you go. Hit green check mark. Okay, so here we go. Let's think about this. I'm going to rotate shift, scroll wheel around, constrain, click on this face. Okay, I have the mate solution. I'm going to rotate around. It's a little disorienting. Okay, but I'm going to choose this face right here. Okay, so those two faces are touching. Now I need to get this face to, or I need the whole thing to rotate 90 degrees. So I'm going to just choose this face, and I'm going to use a mate function or solution so it rotates that way. See how that forces it to rotate? And now I'm going to choose a flush. Oop, don't do that. See, this is why you got to hit apply. That was a good lesson right there. If I hit flush, it's going to flip around because I didn't hit apply yet. So I'm going to hit mate and hit apply. That locks it into place. Now I'm going to rotate around. Okay. And I'm going to hit this face right here. And I'm going to flush it to this face right here. There we go. So I'm going to hit apply. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to hit the home button right here. It's going to rotate around. And now we have a fully assembled block or puzzle cube right here. And this was made with all the parts that you made for the practice orthographics. Again, this is just an extra credit activity, but it is very useful extra credit activity if you so choose to go into the world of design and engineering and making stuff, because this is how a real engineer would design a computer or put a car together. They have a 3D model of a Toyota Camry or a Honda Pilot. It exists. Somebody has gone through and made that whole thing. So I'm going to hit File, Save As. I'm going to put in the VDI Horizon folder. Now, key thing here, you need to save this part, or excuse me, assembly. Save this assembly in the same folder you just worked in. So I'm going to go to my practice drawings. This is going to be called Ortho Puzzle Cube. And this shows all the parts. And there you go. That's it. That's how you make an assembly in Autodesk Inventor. Um, this really is where 3D printing and laser cutting and CNC routing come alive, because you start thinking about all the pieces that go together. Okay, have a lovely day. Bye bye.